Okay folks, back to my i7 project, building a personal computer, which I built last July, but now I've decided that I'm going to upgrade some memory by adding another 2 terabyte. This time I got the Western Digital Caviar Black, and they just come out last week or maybe a week and a half ago with the 6 gigabyte per second model. So this one ought to help my previous Windows user experience of 5.9, which the lowest score was for my Western Digital Green hard drive. And like I said, a lot of factors went into building this computer. One of them being I wanted to keep it as energy efficient as possible, but now I've decided to go with performance. So, and it is a pretty good system, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinstall my Windows 7 Ultimate Edition onto this new hard drive, because this hard drive has a 60-month warranty and it is built different. It's built to be more reliable than the green version. So, okay folks, back to the i7 project. Here's my new hard drive. It does have some jumper settings, and notice I'm being very careful not to touch anything. It does have some jumper settings to enable the 6 megabyte or 3 megabyte per second baud rate, but I have not seen anything on here. And of course Tiger Direct shipped it in a plain package, as I showed you earlier. So I do not see it on the circuit board. Sometimes they'll put master, slave, or cable select on the circuit board. So I cannot tell for certain if this is a master or a slave configuration. So what I'm going to do, there's a jumper setting, factory jumper setting, and it tells you 3 or 4 enables PIUS, or 5 and 6 is PHY. So I'm not sure which to use, and I definitely want the OS to pick up this hard drive as the primary. So what I'll do is I'll temporarily deselect or de-energize the old Western Caviar Green, which you can see there, and start the OS with this, and then plug that back in so that it is a secondary. Hopefully the OS will pick up that it's a secondary optical drive. In addition to my first install, you'll notice that I have an NVIDIA GeForce GTS 250. It's a 1 gigabyte DDR3, and it is scalable link interface, SLI interface, so I can actually connect 2 of them. And I also hooked up a Hauppauge TV tuner. I tried an ATI All-in Wonder, and it was a newer model that was PCIe 2.0, but it did not want to work very well with my NVIDIA microprocessor. So instead I went with this Hauppauge, and I tested it, installed the software, and I do get some pretty good TV tuning capabilities. There you see the cable, coaxial cable inputs, outputs. This actual computer does hook up to my Philips 47-inch, but for all practical purposes, in this laboratory experiment, I am going to hook it to this Acer monitor to get it up and running, and then later on transport it over to the Philips studio, which we'll see. We'll go through that. So let us begin. Okay, we're back, and I think that I've identified where on this P6T Asus motherboard I have to plug up to make a master slave. This hard drive is already plugged into the 5.6 port. I'm not too sure if you can see that, but back there is written SATA 5.6. Just below it is written, I don't know, let's see if I can get a shot here for you. But just below it, let's see, where can you see it best? I guess right here. Just below it, that's too difficult. Just below it is SATA 1.2, and of course my CD-ROM up here, the Asus Blu-ray disc player, that's going over to SATA 3 and 4. So I'm hoping that I can plug it into SATA 1 and my BIOS is set up and boot priority to automatically go to the SATA 1 first, so that'll make this the primary. I've got plenty of expansion room in the back too, so I may just add a USB hub of some type. As you can see, there's my TV tuner card. That's that Hauppauge. Yeah, that's a TV tuner, and then I've got that NVIDIA Galaxy GeForce GTS 250. That's the video card itself, and it's a good video card. It's got some really good heat sinks built in, and it seems to be working functionally very well the past, well, let's see, July to March. So that's going to be 6 and 3, 9 months. I've had this computer now for 9 months. It's been working like a champ, I'll tell you that. It really has. Quite impressed with it. Quite impressive. Okay, so let's get to our first step. We're going to go ahead and instead of disconnecting this Caviar green and going with the Caviar black, I'm just going to hook the Caviar black into that SATA 1 port, which is hard to see, but it's a little red port back here. Okay, here we go. Okay, successfully got the black in. There's the cable and the power supply, and I disconnected the data cable, the SATA data cable, to the green just temporarily. I don't want to make any mistakes and accidentally wipe out the OS on my other drive.